the bigger concern right now is left tackle Donovan Smith, right? He's not having a good year, an awful year, actually. And he's coming off of his best year last year. And he played pretty well down the Super Bowl stretch in that final 4 games of the regular season, then and also in the postseason. So who's going to replace Donovan Smith? And I say that because I think he's going to be back next year, but I don't know if that's a certain. The Buccaneers can save some cap room. They will take a $7.5 million cap hit, and left tackles don't grow on trees. But Donovan will be 30 next year, and he's just had this up and down roller coaster of a career here in Tampa. And does this team know that he's going to play better next year? He's going through some personal stuff this year that might sort itself out, and he might have a better year next year. But boy, can you count on that? Even if Tom Brady decides he wants to come back to Tampa Bay and play one more year, can you trust Donovan Smith after such a bad year with holding penalties, a bad false start yesterday, sacks allowed? I think it's time for this team, and I wrote about this in my 2-point conversion column, which I'll post in a minute, for them to consider moving Tristan Wirfs from right tackle to left tackle next year. This is a player that is the best offensive lineman ever in Tampa Bay in terms of athletic talent and also accolades as an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. Tristan has the ability, the athleticism, the size to play on the left side. It's so much easier to find right tackles in the draft, Matt, and in free agency than it is left tackles. And so they already have their future left tackle in-house, in my opinion. And I think that they should look at possibly moving Tristan Wirfs from right tackle to left tackle next year and really bolster that position. They're going to have to end up paying him a contract extension at some point. Go ahead and make the move. Let him get used to it in the offseason and maybe part ways with Donovan Smith. Or maybe look at Donovan Smith as a right tackle. Maybe flip those guys. But the blind side of Tom Brady or wherever the quarterback's going to be next year is just too important to leave up the chance. And you can't have these penalties and sacks allowed that Smith has given up this year. I don't know if you can trust Donovan Smith next year, but I do trust Tristan Wirfs. Put him at the premium position on the offensive line, the left tackle spot. He played a couple of games there at Iowa, didn't miss a beat when they had some injuries there. I think that was his sophomore year at Iowa. And it's a move that I think the Bucs have to consider making.